where it says hide, just hide it. All right, you can get started.
Okay, so good morning to one and all present here. So I would be like presenting my topic on future sources of energy today. So I would like to start by saying that we know that the world is like in a huge energy crisis about huge energy crisis, and in the future, near distant future, the crisis would grow more because the initial energy which we were depending on, like the renewable non-renewable source of energy, like the fuels and all the things we have been using in our daily life, would be getting depleted slowly. So people are now tending to use the non-renewable sources of energy, which are basically called the future sources of energy. We have our future sources of energy like the solar energy, like the wind energy, ocean energy, biofuels. There are various types of future sources of energy which could be used in the future, because all the non-renewable source of energy which way we were using are being depleted at a drastic rate, and we have no means to renew it. And scientists are predicting that around 2050 we'll be able to go like totally into solar energy, like all the non-renewable types of energy. And I have here the main future sources of energy like atomic energy, solar energy from the sun, and the energy from the wind, biofuels. They are just a few promising, and we have others also like new geothermal and ocean energy. And why to use these energies, future sources of energy? We have many advantages, as you can see that the growing pollution on Earth, and pollution which causes various problems like um, increasing the temperature of the earth. So that all could be countered if you use these future sources of energy, which could lead to a clean and green future. Global warming could be reduced. So I'd be talking about the solar energy. About We basically know about solar energy, which is literally we use the radiant energy which comes from the which comes from the sun. We use it to convert into like electrical or other types of energy by using various means. We also know that solar energy is also the largest renewable source of energy, and the largest source of energy for future, I may say. And solar energy is also being utilized in various countries nowadays, because there are many energy crises, and like Dubai being one of the top countries which has been trying to use, or like they are making better technologies to use the solar energy for better ways. As we know that the fossil fuels which they have been depending on is slowly depleting, like the fuels, petroleum, diesel. That's why they are like turning their cities into solar powered cities. And it is estimated by 2040 or 50 they are going to do it like on 100% scale. So we may see it soon. We have uses of solar energy also, like solar thermal route, which produces hot water, and we have solar heaters also. We could see in our hometown Siliguri also most of the hotel uses like solar heaters, which heats the water and we get hot water. That is good. No, like we are saving some electricity. And we have also solar electric route, which produces electricity for lighting home, buildings, and running electrical appliances. But let me talk more about solar energy. But to say in brief, we are till now not able to use the full extent of the solar energy, because a lot amount of energy which comes from the sun by through its radiation is like radiated back or is not being able to be captured by us to be used. Most of them are radiated back and we could not use it. So maybe in the future we may be able to develop some better uh, technologies which could help us to use it in a more proper way. We have advantages of solar energy. We have it in its ability is in abundance. Like we have much more and more and of it, and it's a very renewable source of energy and which could not be extinguished. Although yeah, the sun could go down, and yeah, it's free from pollution. It does not cause any type of pollution, though it increases the global warming sometimes. And its operating cost is very low and maintenance cost is also affordable. I am not saying it's cheap, but it is affordable. Maybe in the future it may go down because as everyone would be going to solar use and it may be a common thing. And yeah, we have limitations of solar energy also. At night, obviously, the sun would not be rising, so we would not be able to use any. We would not be able to use any solar power systems on the yeah right on a like on a cloudy day or a rainy day. The intensity of the sun would not be so that great, so that's why we would not get the amount of voltage which would be required to use some accessories. Yeah, like we have the directly, we don't have that storage system. We have some solar powered batteries, but they are not in abundance. So we need to develop some like standby power arrangement are necessary during unexpected long periods of non-sunshine hours. And I guess scientists are people are working on this system to make it much better. Requirement, and we have another limitations. Requirement of energy storage devices are heavy in order to cater the energy during the hours of non-ability of solar energy. Yeah. So now I would be talking about atomic energy. So atomic energy is also one of the renewable source of energy which provides a lot amount of energy. Like it provides lot amount of power because atomic energy we could create energy from atomic energy from a small amount of energy also, like the energy, and it is also the energy that holds the subparticles of an atom together. An atom is made up of three subparticles: neutron, protons and electrons, we know that, and neutrons and protons make up the nucleus and are held together by strong energy bonds. The union of destruction of this link generates an enormous amount of energy known as atomic energy. And a small atomic fusion or fission gives us large amount of energy, which is basically the most important advantage of atomic energy. And most of the countries have been using atomic energy for a long period of time now. Although its discovery was through a atom bomb, but people are not using it for a greener and safer cause. And I hope that in future that we would be making much more better atomic facilities or atomic plantation so that the energy crisis would not evolve the earth by 2040 or 50 and we could see a more greener and cleaner planet. And we have the advantages of atomic energy. It is a very reliable source of energy because I told you that from a small amount of energy we could create great amount of power, and it does not causes any carbon emission. So it would basically not add to the global warming, and it is a very promising energy for future. And yeah, I told you that the energy exertion is very high energy density, and low cost. Yeah, initially the cost may be high for the plantation and all, and it may not be you may not be able to like okay, I'll make a plantation today. You will not be able to make it on one day, 2 day, but initially after like trying for months and months building it, the cost would usually go down because the emission rate is high, so cost would really go down for you after building it. Yeah, atomic atomic waste are very much hazardous for the environment, and it takes a lot of years to degrade to a non-radiation form. Yeah. Atomic like to get a atomic plantation like to get a nuclear plantation and to make it work, we need the requirement for it is like water. We need in extensive level, we need very much of water, we need loads and loads of water, and we have that limitation here. And there is always a risk for nuclear accidents. there there is always a risk for nuclear accidents, like the accident we could recall from the Chernobyl accident. Like type of accidents are always prone to this type of areas. And I have already told you that the waste is very radioactive, and it takes years and years to degrade to a non-radioactive phase, and it needs to be safely deposited to the bunker or something somewhere else and kept it. Safe disposal is very important for nuclear plantation, and yeah, we need to waste much more money on its disposal than to make it, and yeah, we have that one limitation here. Yeah, so now I would like to talk about wind energy. The wind energy, people have been using this wind energy for quite a long time now. It is basically used as a basically used by making a wind turbine, a device a device which channels the power of the wind to generate electricity. Basically, it is used in this way. Uh, we could say that it is basically using this way. As it says, the wind blows the blade of the turbine, which are attached to the rotor. The rotor then spins a generator to create electricity. And there are types, I will say, given some characteristic of the turbines also. There are two types of wind turbines: the horizontal axis wind turbines HAWTS and vertical axis wind turbines VAWTS. So to talk about wind energy, USA have been largest user of wind turbines till now, and other countries like they are also using some. USA have been the most beneficial user of wind turbines till now. They are creating like 30 to 40% of the electricity through wind turbines, as they have a huge source of wind energy. Like they are always have breezing winds and all. And yeah, if you have a wind source, then wind source, then creating electricity is like not a very big deal if you can build the wind turbines and all, and it is very efficient also. So let's talk about the advantages and limitations. Yeah, basically, I've already told you that it is one of the clearest form of energies. Like it does not cause any pollution to the environment or harm to the Mother Earth, and it is like we do not need anything to like use the wind turbines. Like the wind is only if sufficient to use it. We do not need any other substance to make it work and create energy. Only the wind is possible, so that's why it is free fuel. Yeah, and does not disturbs farmland operation, reduces our dependence on fossil fuels. It greatly reduces our dependence on fossil fuels because through if we generate electricity through wind turbines, people have been developing uh, uh, transportation systems which depend on electrical energy, like the Tesla, which has been really trying to make our planet not depend on the initial non-renewable sources of energy. And the limitations, we also have the limitations. One limitation which I would like to highlight is very expensive. It's very expensive. Not everyone can put up a wind turbine or make a wind turbine farm just to get some electricity, because it's very costly, and you need to maintain it on a regular basis. Like you need some man going up there and checking it, and it's very unreliable and unpredictable. As you know that you cannot predict the wind from which way it would be going, this way, that way, and you cannot rotate your wind turbine at that time. No, if it is rotating from the other direction, you cannot just rotate it to the other side to make it rotate. And it causes some dangers to wildlife also. Like sometimes it may just fall off, or sometimes a very strong wind may blow up and like break some parts of it. Yeah, and it causes one pollution, that is noise pollution. It's very noisy. I may not call it noise pollution also, as it does not have some. Yeah, it is noisy, but so now I'll be talking about biofuels energy. As the name suggests, biofuels energy. Biofuels are fuels which are directly derived from plants or indirectly from agriculture, commercial, domestic, and or industrial waste. It also involves contemporary carbon friction, such as those that occur in plants or molecules through the process of photosynthesis. I basically think that biofuels is a great discovery. As you know, today's world now, transportation is very important. People are traveling from here and there, everywhere, and like we are all depending on the fossil fuels which we have been using for quite some time now. And the digging of fossil fuels, the process from which we dig out the fossil fuels and use it, is really creating a mess of our planet. And people are going on digging from the fuels and everything. And I personally think that biofuels is a great future source of energy, and a discovery which has been uh, great since I like it, because it has been creating many alternative fuels which reduces our dependency on the fuels which has been initially using, like the fossil fuels. And yeah, we also have seen many CNG auto rickshaws on Delhi, and they have been talking about to bring CNG in Siliguri also. I hope they bring it soon, as it's better to it's better for the auto rickshaw wallahs also. The petroleum and diesel price has been skyrocketing, so maybe the biofuels would not cost them so much also. Yeah, I would be talking about biofuels more. Yeah, and there are, I talk about types of biofuels. There are various types of biofuels. We will start by wood. This is the most basic form of biofuel that is also derived from organic matters. Trees as well as plants provide biomass borne for the fuel in the form of firewood. Yeah, we all know that we use wood in our homes. Our primitive ancestor used to use wood, but this is not the fusion energy. I'm just giving a brief description. Yeah, and we also have biogas. This is the gaseous form of biofuels. It burns just like natural gas, and for this reason is slowly but steadily taking its place. Biogas is mainly composed of methane gas, though produced from processes of anaerobic breakdown of biomass. Most agriculture firms use biogas, and the fuel is currently being packed in gas cylinders for household use. And we also have an alternative which is called biodiesel. This biodiesel is liquid in nature. It mostly focuses on plants with high energy content in order to attain the pure biodiesel. It is made through combination of fats and oils from animals and plants respectively. And we have ethanol. This biofuel is also liquid in nature, and is produced from biomass of both plants and animals, but mostly plants. As the name suggests, it is an alcohol, but it is also a biofuel. Now let's talk about its advantages and disadvantages. Zero advantages of, we have been talking about the advantages of reduces like biofuels. I guess biofuels could also be produced locally, like as we see that ammonia is also one of the biofuels. It could also be produced locally, I guess, if we know the right method of doing it, and if we do it, then yeah, we could do it, I guess. Natural Coney advantages.
Vibhushan,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me? Yeah, you need to start wrapping up. All right, you're crossed the time.
Okay, sir.
Okay, start concluding.
Okay, sir. I should not go for the geothermal energy then. Hello, sir.
Just finish in 2 minutes if you can. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If you think you can, if you want to skip geothermal energy, it's fine. You
No,
can just
sir.
go straight
I'll
to the
give a
others.
brief description and
Okay.
it's okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
So let's talk about geothermal energy. It is basically the energy which is stored in the earth. Geothermal energy is the energy that determines the temperature of matter. And the geothermal energy of the earth crust originates from the original formation of the planet and from radioactive decay of materials. And the country which uses it is Australia, the main user of geothermal energy. And we talk about the advantages of geothermal energy. It is, yeah, renewable source of energy, sustainable and stable, and very reliable also. And there is no use for any type of heat. And and geothermal energy is a technology which is in rapid evolution and limitation. We have various environmental side effect. Uh, and the cost for setting up the plantation for geothermal energy is very high, and due to the disturbance in the pressure of the earth's crust, there are usually earthquake due to the release of geothermal energy. and the location where it would originate, it could not be decided by us, and the location is very restricted. And basically, it is sustainability. We talk about the ocean energy. It is generated from the motion of the sea. Water mainly includes the thermal gradient energy, tide energy, wave energy, tidal current energy, sea current energy, and salinity gradient energy. Ocean energy is like one of the new type of energy which people have been discovering and trying to figure out how to use it in many various types of ways. Our country, India, is also one of the countries which has been very rigorously trying to get a hand on the ocean technology, which could be used for the future source of energy. So thank you everyone. Have a good day ahead. I hope that we tend to a more bright green future where we are using only the renewable source of energy, and we would live and breathe a clean and great earth. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Vibhushit. That was a nice presentation. Any questions from the students? Aren't you all a very talkative bunch today? Ma'am, do you have any questions for him?
No, sir, I don't have.
Okay. Digvijay, sir?
Uh, Vibhushit, so I was expecting a little bit elaborate description on few of the energy sources that you were talking about.
Yes, sir.
It was more like a generic
Yes, sir.
presentation. Anyways, you talked about atomic energy.
Yes, sir.
What are the materials used for atomic energy?
Yes, sir.
Materials used for atomic energy.
So I'm not able to hear what.
What is the material that is used for atomic energy?
So I was asking, what do you use to create atomic energy?
Oh, sir. For atomic energy, the most commonly used is uranium. It is most widely used to produce nuclear energy.
Why didn't
And
you
it's
mention that?
oh
Okay, and you
yes,
talked
sir.
about radiation.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
So what are the
So
just
I talked
side?
about the waste management. I
Yeah,
talked about
you
radiation.
said that the disadvantage is radiation.
Yes, sir.
So what? I think you have studied about radiation. So what are the types of radiation that you know of?
Yes, sir. Oh, sir. The types of radiation which I know about is alpha, beta, gamma rays, alpha, beta, and gamma. These are the basic. And now I know about like electromagnetic waves, and so I think neutrons waves also, sir.
Okay. By the way, you talked about atomic energy and you talked like how it gives you a large amount of energy even from small amount of material.
Yes, sir.
Uh, how does it give the energy actually?
So
You know that
uh,
there is always a
yes, sir.
energy conservation.
Yes, sir.
How do you, I mean, how do you associate a large amount of energy with with a small amount of mass?
Sir, I think it depends on the nuclear tendency, sir. I don't know. I am understanding what you are trying to say, but I am not able to present it through my
I
words.
think in this semester we talked about relativity,
Yes, sir. We power
mass energy
mass energy.
conversion, I think you could have tried to explain by that.
Yes. Sorry, sir, I am
And
not able to explain.
And you talked about biofuels.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell me what is anaerobic process?
Yes, sir.
What is you mentioned in biofuels there is an anaerobic process. What is an anaerobic process? I think you should be knowing that this is like a class 10 level.
Yes, sir. Anaerobic means like without oxygen, sir. Producing, like, they do not use any oxygen in anaerobic process.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's all from my side, sir.
Thank you, sir. Vivishit, I want to ask you too many questions because I know we're up on break and people want to go enjoy the break. A few things. First of all, that is a very nice presentation. At least what I mean is the slides and the file that you presented. Everything is nicely written points on one side. The figures are nicely presented on the other side. For those of you, yeah, can you just scroll up a bit? Just, yeah, you can see everything's nicely arranged. You have a nice big title there. The points are on the left-hand side. The figure is on the right-hand side. Very easy for somebody to look at it and then compartmentalize the information. You'll also notice that he's done this as a PDF file. This is also perfectly valid. You do not have to make up a presentation as a PowerPoint file. You can always make it as a PDF file. Advantages are if you have to present on a different computer, a PDF file will always open the same way. If you make a PowerPoint presentation, if you have a PowerPoint presentation in Microsoft 2015, and then the other person is opening it in a computer with Office 2017 or whatever, you might have all sorts of formatting issues. This is very common. But in a PDF file, all the PDF files open in the same way. The only drawback of a PDF file is you can't do animations. But if you don't have animations, just like Vibhushan does not have any animations, it works perfectly fine.
Why are you calling me?
Can you not take a phone call in the middle of my talk? Cut the call.
Yes, sir.
I find that extremely rude.
Yes, sir.
When we go into offline classes, you will not be taking phone calls or messaging each other in the middle of class.
Yes, sir.
And this is for everyone, not just you, Vibhushan. Okay. So the actual slides of the presentation was nice. I quite like it's very clean, it's very clear. I like the style. Your speech, on the other hand, again, like Digvijay sir said, it does not have enough detail. If you were in class 10, this would have been a perfectly fine presentation, but you're not in class 10, you're in college. You should be giving some more technical detail. You should be talking about energy mass relationships when you do nuclear conversion. When you're talking about wind conversion, you need to talk about some of the gear systems that they use to convert wind power into turbine power. If you're talking about solar energy, you need to talk a little bit about photoelectric cells. These are things that you have already studied. Yeah, you did this in SEC last time, right?
Yes, sir.
You did do energy sources, and pretty sure you wrote the exam for that as well. So you need to talk about all of these things. It's expected at your level. Okay. Aside from that, everything's fine. You were kind of getting stuck and you're pausing in between. It's not a smooth flow, which means you need to practice your speech a lot more. You're putting in Nepali words every now and then, very few, just a single word or expression, but people notice things like that. Okay, so don't do that.
Okay.
But aside from that, Vibhushan, it is fine. Like, this is the first time I had to tell a student your presentation is too long, you need to cut it short. Every time I'm like, your presentation is too short. So I appreciated that at least you put the effort to make a reasonable length presentation. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to ask you any questions because I know everybody wants to go for break.